Have you wondered how it truly is down in Florida? How hot or awesome it is throughout the whole year? Well, we are going to talk about Florida weather in comparison to the Treasure Coast. And we're going to do that right now. Hey everyone, my name is Natalia Reinhardt. I'm a realtor with Home Sweet Home Realty right here on the Treasure Coast, and I talk about all things related, where to live, where to eat, and where to play. And if you want to know about the area, I post videos every week and you can subscribe. There are 5 points I want to go over about Florida versus Treasure Coast weather. So let's start with numero uno. Florida has 2 seasons. Just 2, I'm being very real. It is a very clear summer that starts more or less in April and it just goes all the way up to October, maybe entering November. All right. The second season is pretty much what I call the awesome season, or the I live where others vacation season. And that would be November-ish to March. Very simple. Just 2 categories, hot and awesome. Numero dos, focusing on I live where others vacation season. That's really, in translation, peak tourist season in Florida. Yes, so if you don't live here, you will try to come down somewhere between November through March. The hotel prices are higher. Whatever it is, rental, all that stuff, they're just higher. So it's something for you guys to consider if you want to visit. However, if you live here, you don't have to worry about that. You have your own home, your casita, and it is very comfortable. It's the best time of the year for you to enjoy the outdoors. One of the main questions Googled about Florida weather is, can you go to the beach in December? Oh yeah, the water temperature is phenomenal. So on average in Florida, we're kind of looking at the high 70s, somewhere in the 80 degrees Fahrenheit range. Okay, super warm. Specifically in the Treasure Coast, we are looking at 72 degrees, the water temperature to be its average. So a little bit more refreshing, and it's just awesome. It's not even, can you be at the water in December? No, you can be inside the water all year long, and it's phenomenal if you go in December or January, whatever of those months in between. In general, when it comes to the weather in Florida, on average during the awesome season, or I live where others vacation season, we are still looking around 70 through 80s range. Here, look at this chart. What's awesome about specifically the Treasure Coast is we have more colder nights, somewhere more in the 70s and 60s. Yes, those are our days. 70s and 60s. It's quite beautiful. However, we have some nights that can be maybe in the 50s or 40s. And those are great nights to do the bonfire or to roast marshmallows, in your backyard. So lovely weather that you can enjoy during the day and that night with the family. Numero tres, we have gardening. Yes, you can actually still garden during what you all say winter and what I say is the awesome season, right? Yes, you can do that. You can do your kale and your broccoli, your cauliflower and arugula. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can plant during the awesome season. And I actually wanted to let you guys know about a big program where I think it's a big deal. I'm not great at gardening, haven't really even started doing it, but I'm trying to educate myself. And UF, or the University of Florida, has a partnership with Florida, with every county, if I'm not mistaken, and they have an extension branch where they give us, the residents, resources. Some of them are free and some of them, maybe a small little fee, but they help us figure out like lawn stuff, just what to garden, when to garden, native, plant species, and just support. There's a lot of support. There's even like a youth program that they offer. You need to check them out. It's such a great resource. Número 4. I'm going to talk about the real summer that you experience in Florida. Okay, so this is April through October or April through November-ish. Okay, it is hot. It is humid. So let's look at the temperature averages here. As you can see, the averages for Florida is something where you can think is manageable. And it is. However, I like to point out that when it comes to the Treasure Coast, one benefit to living on the coast and in such a location like ours is the coastal winds. The breeze makes a huge difference in temperature and in kind of like pushing away the humidity. Okay, unlike, let's compare it to Orlando. Orlando, it kind of just stays there. Okay, or the humidity stays there, so it is hotter. A good general rule of thumb when it comes to Florida weather is if they say it's 80 degrees during the summer, kind of plan on feeling 90 degrees. If it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit, then you kind of add another 10 degrees on how it might feel because of the humidity. So if you're on the coast like us, woohoo, Treasure Coast, that makes a huge difference in your day-to-day and how bearable it can be, especially during like July and August months. When we look at the average rainfall for Florida, it is a range, and you can see it can take, some places can be from 3 inches of rainfall to possibly 9 or 10 inches. So there's a big range there, and it really does depend on how many rainstorms and for how long, etc. If it's your typical afternoon showers, it can be gone in 5 minutes. It can be gone in 15-20 minutes. It can be very powerful, or it can be very light drizzle. It's like a sprinkle here and there that doesn't bother anyone. And you can, like, from the store, get to your car and you're like, I'm fine. So there's different levels of intensity. And when it comes to an actual storm, you're looking, thunderstorm I'm talking about, then you might be wearing that rain jacket and with an umbrella or maybe some rain boots. Okay. Número 5, the last part I want to talk about is hurricane season. Yes, let's talk about it and let's not freak out, okay? Hurricane season for us starts June and it ends in November. And one of the first things I want to bring up to non-Florida residents is every state has their natural disaster, whether it's California, earthquakes, or even wildfires, like there's just, every single state has their thing. Snowstorms, I don't know what that is. It is something that I think every state has, and ours is just hurricanes. So positive about hurricanes, you get a heads up ahead of time. You know that it's coming. When it comes down to it, a category 1, 2, and 3, people are not truly afraid of it. It's something that is usually very manageable. You still have to prepare. Category 4 and 5, those are serious. I've experienced at least 2 5s that I'm aware of, Andrew and Michael. And I can tell you that I don't even care if you're in a new construction home. If they say evacuate, my counsel to you out of my experience is that you evacuate. My advice, if you have kids, if you have elderly parents and so forth, go on a vacation. Go. If it's a cat 4 or 5, go on a vacation. Enjoy a few days somewhere else that it's not going to hit. Interesting stat. On average, Florida gets hit by a hurricane, like landfall, once every 3 years. Okay, that doesn't sound horrible. Another fact, which is interesting, is the Northwest gets hit the most. So the Panhandle. And this is true. When you look at Gulf of Mexico, they have warmer waters. And I can vouch, I've lived there, been there, done that. And yes, they get hit the most. So the 1 out of 3 is probably the Panhandle. It's not the Treasure Coast. Woohoo! So in 2005, it was one of the last times that I guess Stuart, I think it was, got hit, and that was Wilma. And then in 2004, there were 2 hurricanes, and you're looking at Janae, I think it was, and Francis. So you'll see that in the older homes, the last time the roof got replaced was around 2004, 2005. So little tidbit there. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, give it a thumbs up. And if you do have any real estate needs, feel free to contact me. My information is in the description below. My name is Natalia Reinhardt. I am your host of the Treasure Coast, and I will see you around town.